Will 2026's Saccharine be a sweet success?
Or will it leave us with a bad taste in our mouth? Find out next on the cutting room floor.
Eating human ash.
It's a bad idea. What's up, misfits and metalheads, and welcome to another episode of the cutting room floor. We are from the band Cut Like This. I am Thorn Black.
I'm Rosebud.
And today we are talking about Saccharine, currently streaming on Shudder. But first, don't forget we have music all over the place. Hook a band up. We have YouTube videos right down below and some music and merch on our website at cutlikethismusic.com. Rose, why don't we dive into this one? And why don't you tell them a little bit about it?
All right. Well, Saccharine is an Australian body horror film, and it is about a lonely medical student who decides to jump on an unusual diet craze involving eating human ash. What do you think? Does that sound like a good idea, Thorn Black?
I'm going to say that does not sound like a good idea.
I'm going to say that sounds like you're going to get haunted. You're going to get straight haunted. I don't, if there's one thing you guys should all know about me, is that I don't mess with ghosts, okay? I don't mess with them. I don't mess with ghosts. Nope. So anyway.
I don't know why you would.
I don't know why you would. I mean,
granted, she wasn't messing with ghosts on purpose.
Yeah,
she wasn't seeking to mess with ghosts.
So much like films like The Substance, this deals with. I'm gonna give you a content warning right away. If you are a person who struggles with body dysmorphia, eating disorders, and that kind of content is upsetting to you, you should not watch this film.
Nope, not at all.
100% don't watch this film, because those are the issues that this takes. Those are very big, heavy, serious issues that really result in death for people. So it's a very serious issue to tackle. And I think that they do it in a very, very, very competent way. This is a female director. Her name is Natalie Erica James, and she often tackles in her films, such as the 2020 film Relic, she kind of deals with, tackles these heavy mental issues with allegories and like physical manifestations of these things, right?
Yeah.
So this was very powerful film. It was a very unique take. This was definitely something that I have not seen before.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't seen this type of concept either.
Yeah.
And I always love having an original idea in front of me.
Yeah, we've seen some adjacent topics. There's definitely a bunch of films that we've covered here specifically that tackle that kind of stuff. But this one does it in a very interesting and unique way, which I very, very much appreciated. Our medical student, by the way, is her name is Hannah, and she's played by Midori Francis. She plays Alicia in the Sex Lives of College Girls, that show that we've seen before. Yeah. And she's also probably more well known. She was on Grey's Anatomy for a long, many, many, many episodes as Dr. Mika Yasuda. So that's where some people might immediately recognize her from, especially because she is in, like I said, she is a medical student, so she's in Scrubs a bunch like that, so that might just immediately pop into your head, although she will look very different because she's wearing prosthetics and stuff in a bunch of throughout most of this film, and of course, other things happen as the body horror continues. Her best friend, in medical school, Josie, is played by Danielle McDonald. She was in the film Dumpling. She's also in she's not a stranger to horror. She was in Bird Box, and she's also in American Horror Story. She was in an episode of that.
Nice. Got around the horror scene a bit.
One of the notable, the love interest. Oh, this is a queer horror film, by the way. The love interest for Hannah is Alanya, played by Madeline Madden, who plays Egwene in the Wheel of Time TV series.
Oh, yes. I was like, I've seen her, but I couldn't place it.
I was so used to seeing her kind of in this kind of very barefaced, very minimal makeup, that it took me a second to recognize her, because in here she's like she's a physical trainer and stuff like that. So she's super fit and cute and modern and stuff. So it took me a second. I was like, she looks so familiar. What is it? And then I saw her her little birthmark that she has, and then I was like, oh, it's Egwene, you know, I was like, that's her.
Yeah,
Like she
yeah.
turned and I got a good look at it, and I was like, okay, because she has very distinctive little birthmark like on her nose and on her lips. So as soon as I saw those, I was like, oh, that's Egwene. And I was very psyched because I really liked her in Wheel of Time. I thought that she was awesome as Egwene.
Yeah, I liked the Wheel of Time. I thought that was a cool show.
Yeah, I know
enjoyed
that some
I enjoyed
people, you know, are upset by the way that they structured the Wheel of Time TV series. And, you know, I get that. And I'm glad that I had read it so much further back that it wasn't as, like, fresh in my mind, so I wouldn't get as annoyed.
Yeah,
Because my friend made the mistake of, like, you know, he was starting to read Wheel of Time, reread it, you know, before the TV series came
that's
out.
probably gonna be
and
a
that's
mistake.
always bad because then you're just going to inevitably.
Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah,
we're
but
talking
anyway.
about Saccharine. We're not talking about Wheel of Time. So.
Yeah, this one's a little crazy. So her best friend introduces her to a new diet
No, it's
pill.
a different friend. Her best friend tells her not to take the pills.
No, her best friend gave her the pill in the first place, but then she so she takes the pill because she's, you know, scientist or something of that sort. She analyzes it and she finds out what's in it. She's like, this is mainly human ash. And guess what she has access to?
She's got access to cadaver bodies, and we're going to see what happens with that. So this was, I mean, kudos to her for figuring it out, you know, but also not great. Like, I mean, I feel like the second that I found out that I ingested human ash, I'd be like, this is over. This experiment is done. I'm not doing this. I don't care what the results are. I'm not cannibalizing other people.
Right, that's
you know what I mean?
crazy.
Like,
as soon as she found out it was human ash, I'm like, that's when you stop. And that's not when you figure out. So her problem was the pills cost a lot.
yeah.
So she's like, I wonder if I can do this myself.
Yeah, she thought she was gonna do a Breaking Bad, and it turned out to be something else entirely.
I mean, she kind of does. I mean, she's successful in what she's doing, but there's some consequences that are wild.
The consequences are horrific.
They are
this.
totally
They are horrific,
wild.
horrific. This film, very, you know, similar to The Substance. There are scenes that take like normal, everyday things, like, you know, just eating, and turn it into something horrific.
Yeah, they
like
make it
the
really
way that they shoot
uncomfortable.
it,
Yeah.
it becomes very
They're
uncomfortable.
so close, and then the sounds.
Yeah,
and you know,
they
make it really uncomfortable.
It does a very good job of showing the dilemma of, you know, of what binge eating is. You know what I mean? It's something that's out of control. It's something that, you know, it's like when you see the, you know, a person binge eating, they don't necessarily look happy, but they just can't necessarily stop themselves.
And now you
like,
add a supernatural
you know,
element into it for this movie?
It becomes, you know, they do a great job with the camera work and with the sound design to really make that, to drive that home, to drive the discomfort home, and to really put you into that space. And I think this film does that better than anything that I've ever seen. That's been tackled before in like Girl Interrupted and stuff like that, this topic. But this film really just like very much like focuses the camera, and it kind of, you know, it kind of uses tactics that you would see in like TV commercials almost, in like the way that it glorifies like you know, a donut, you know what I mean, with the sprinkles coming down onto it and things like that, like food photography. She kind of uses those tactics in order to show this emphasis on food in these different moments where this character starts to feel certain cravings, and to, you know, and you see these moments kind of speed up and, you know, and become more extreme, and it becomes more and more uncomfortable. And I thought that that was incredibly well done. So all of that being said, here we like to rate via chainsaw, with 5 chainsaws being a masterpiece of body horror. 1 chainsaw. You're not even going to be able to open the wrapper, you know, the packaging on your little snack. So, Thorn Black, how many chainsaws would you give to 2026's Saccharine?
I'm going to give Saccharine 4 out of 5 chainsaws. I think Saccharine is a really cool, unique take on this type of topic and mixing it with supernatural haunting going on, and just watching the two combine, because she already kind of had this issue and now we're adding supernatural elements in on top of this issue to really exacerbate it. And then we have a haunting in addition to all of those other things that are like the same and different at the same time. And just the way they shoot it, it's so uncomfortable with the way they just zoom in on food, or they use this cadaver that she has access to because she works with cadavers. And man, they do a good job at really making this character gross. Just absolutely gross. This ghost that's haunting them is gross.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's a solid movie. It was really enjoyable, and also I think it stands out in the world of horror because it's pretty unique on what it's haunting about, what it's doing. I haven't quite seen a haunting or anything done the way that this movie is approaching it, and I think that they did a very good job with that. Rose, what are you going to give this one?
I'm going to give Saccharine 4.5 chainsaws. I thought it was excellent, very well done. I'm always here for a queer horror film. I think that that's always, and I love that it's never a big deal. It's not like, that's just who she likes and that's it. They never make like, that's her crush and that's it. It's never like a big topic it just is. And that's how it should be.
I appreciate that also. I feel like a lot of times people are going too hard to make a big deal. Just let it be.
Just let it be an organic part of the story.
Normally, naturally.
Yeah,
and stop making a big deal about it.
Her friends are encouraging it. It's never, like I enjoyed how they handled that. I enjoyed the foreshadowing that you see in the beginning of the film and the full circle of, the different tactics that, and the lack of control that this character has in their life and that they're struggling with this incredibly difficult to handle disorder. And then you're going to throw supernatural stuff into that mix.
Yep.
That's a recipe for disaster,
Sure is.
And the gore when it there's so many creepy and unsettling moments in here. And, I think that that's important. If anything, when you're going to tackle something with body horror, it's got to be uncomfortable. That's the essence of body horror. Body horror is uncomfortable because it is your body, and this is very much like, this is really taking it on a whole different level that I haven't ever seen depicted in this way before, which I very much appreciated. It's gonna bring to mind other films as well, but I don't want to spoil. I feel like if I mention specifically, that might actually spoil some of what happens, so I'm not going to tell you about that. But so well done, very thoughtful, very interesting. If you are a person that's been, you're tired of seeing the same old when it comes to horror films, this is something that's going to really come out of left field for you.
Definitely,
And
I
it's
agree
gonna
with
it's
that.
gonna unsettle you in a whole new way.
You have your homework for the weekend. You're welcome. Once again, like, subscribe, follow, do all the things, hook a band up with some streams, and get our digital album out right now. Once again, we are from Cut Like This, and we are out.